accepted, challenge accepted. The attitude is always challenge accepted. Challenge accepted, challenge accepted. The attitude is always challenge accepted.
Prepare yourself for our final talk today.
After 10 years of organizing one of the biggest QA conferences in the Balkans, this man is finally getting his moment on stage.
Peter Sabev, the father of QA Challenge Accepted, himself has mostly been behind the stage for the last decade, but today this man is finally stepping into the spotlight.
He's been with us through every challenge, every success, and every crazy idea that came out of the Challenge Accepted kitchen, all while building a thriving career as CEO at Webicus and software development manager at IBM.
Now sit back and get ready for an inside scoop on the last 10 years of QA Challenge Accepted. Make some noise for Peter Sabev!
Challenge accepted, challenge accepted. The attitude is always challenge accepted.
Sound check, sound check. They moved my microphone. Okay. Hello, everyone. 10 years, 10 years, my moment of fame. So I'm glad to share with you that after 10 years, I'm speaker number 68. I wanted it to sound sexy, almost. And yeah, the reason behind that is that usually when there are conferences, I look like this. These grumpy guys with red eyes and very, very bad mood, who hasn't slept for 2, 3, 4 days preparing a conference. So today I'm going to share with you a little bit more on the insights, what is behind that stage, and actually how we all got here. And I will go back in time to ancient Persia. That far away back in the time. Yeah, in ancient Persia, they say that when they have to take an important decision or make something important, they are thinking of it twice. First time, while completely drunk, and the second time while sober. And this is actually what happened with us as well. Now look at the picture, remember that picture, because the next one looks like this. And yeah, the year is 2014. This is one of our QA talks known as the QA beer. Many of people here have been to that QA beer gatherings. Most of the panelists today have been to that beer. And we were just returning from one of the only famous conferences, QA conferences at that time. Usually I'm not mentioning names, but I have talked unofficially to so many people that probably you know which conference I'm talking about, and that is Easter. And we were all complaining about Easter and how many things we would like to change in that conference. Disclaimer, Easter is a great conference now, and it improved a lot. And yes, Easter was the reason to start QA Challenge Accepted, because after 5 or 6 beer, I just completely drunk said, people, you know what? I can make a better conference. And for sure, I would have completely forgotten by the next morning, but people started calling me. I'm going to bring James Lindsay. I can find a sponsor. I have a big hall that we can rent with a big discount. And actually, there was no turning back. We formed a group of 4 people, and we started organizing different things without having a clue about event organization. So the first thing was, okay, the same morning when 4 or 5 people call you, you say, okay, I have promised, so challenge accepted. So that was the name. We didn't have much problem with getting the name. And we started with, okay, we need logo, QAs need some magnifying glass, you know, maybe the tick, maybe the letters Q&A. And these are some of our early logo ideas. You like them? Okay, we didn't. And that is why we decided the first very important thing, we hired a professional designer. Hired is a strong word. Usually it is a friend, a friend, a friend. But actually, much better ideas for logos. And yeah, that is how we chose the famous logo of QA Challenge Accepted. And we did the first edition. I just mentioned the logos, but the process was similar for everything else. How we go with the stage, how we make some materials, things like that. But from the very first edition, we had a relaxation area, we had the raffle of our sponsor, we had those bags with the gifts, and we have the blue t-shirts of the volunteers for 10 years already. And actually, we had also hired a comedy group as a show, and it was really liked. So we decided that every time we will have some kind of different entertainment. This is the group of the volunteers at the end of the first edition of QA Challenge Accepted. Maybe you will see some famous faces here. And actually, it started with only 150 people, I think. So this is actually the World Trade Center Interpret hall. This was our first hall, and that was our entire public at that time. Never again. This is what I said when I finished the conference. I haven't a clue what I'm dealing with, how much it takes to organize an event, how many different things you have to think about. So some important decisions had to be made. First of all, I didn't know that I need to be that юридическо лице in Bulgarian. Yes, this is a body that is administrative body, not a physical person, and an entity. And actually, as we didn't have a company by that time, my parents were dealing with social services. They had a foundation. So we decided to go through the foundation, and that is how we started with our charity causes. We decided everything. It was only the idea by the community to create a conference. Everything that is outside the needs of the conference will be donated to that foundation. On the second year, it was really hard because you always, you cannot sell actually if you don't buy, and yada, 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 and so many stuff. So the first thing we decided was to register a company. And that is how Webicus appeared. The second thing, we needed a bigger venue. I said never again, yeah? You remember? And started doing those things. And this is every year the conference finishes, I say, it's too much effort, I'm never doing this again. And yeah, edition number 10. So another thing was dedicated host. And as I know with Vladislav Violinov for since my school years, I invited him, he accepted, and he has been a host from our second edition onward. And we wanted a commercial video because we were going to Interexpo Center, 400 people, much bigger venue, and we need advertisement. So we found different people. He is from Natfis. So we found some people who can be cameraman. We found some sound, and we got our first professional video. So for version 2.0, can you please start the video? With sound, please. Again. Can you restart the video with sound?
Като IT специалист открих, че хората виждат нещата по различен начин. Програмистите виждат чашата наполовина пълна. Менеджерите... Една бира. Тествам софтуера от 6 години. Съответно, пия от 5.
Guys,
Една бира.
I know
Тествам
there...
софтуера от 6 години. Съответно, пия от 5. Като IT специалист открих, че хората виждат нещата по различен начин. Програмистите виждат чашата наполовина пълна, менеджерите виждат наполовина празна, а добрият QA знае, че тя е 2 пъти по-голяма, отколкото трябва да бъде. И не спира да тества. Още една бира, моля. $0,5 бири. Две бири. Минус 2 бири. 0,1 бира. 8 см бира. 0 бири. Зайче! От създателите на QA бирата в България. QA Challenge Accepted. Ако и вие обичате да тествате, елате на едно различно събитие, посветено на софтуерно тестване и QA. 26 март. Интерекспо Център.
There is more.
Ще си говорим и за автоматизация.
256 бири, 257 бири, 258 бири.
All right. Oh, I have a timer as well. Don't worry. Okay, another thing. We got hero images in all of our conferences from there onwards. So practicing my Photoshop skills. Also, we had those branded swag, the badges appeared, and this is the team after the event. So we move to something very, very important. Hiwa, can you come here? Why? Applause for Hiwa. Hiwa was a speaker at Dev Challenge Accepted last year. And she's speaking this year too. I think she liked it.
Indeed.
And I'm inviting Kiwa to the stage because of copyright, actually. There is a lot of fun happening behind the stage. And I would like to show you one very old video with bad quality. And Kiwa is going to sing the background music. So, are you ready? Окей.
Я да видим кой от вас е бил на първото издание.
Айде стига вече ме подкопахте.
Добре. А кой от вас е бил на второто издание?
На второто.
Добре.
Добре, а кой е бил на третото?
I will tell you please video and then you start it. Okay?
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows? Only time. And who can say where
Thank
your
you.
love goes?
Only EOA. Thanks, Kilo. And we had that guy that was too shy to come today, but there is a proverb in QA Challenge Accepted. Milan Strahinsky talks every time. Obviously, no longer a proverb. Yeah, you can watch this one on YouTube. It was epic. And there is another epic guy, Tony Karabashev, our other host. I'm telling this because he looks much younger now. And actually, first appearance from Tony, if you look carefully at the background, you will see his topic. He was making some import theater, but it went good. And actually, for the next year, for Challenge Accept, this is how we are taking him off the stage, by the way. He didn't want to leave, so we decided, okay, we'll have 2 hosts from 3.0 onwards. And that is how we went to 3.0 with those 2 guys. Yeah. Also, here are our first attempt to have something like a mascot. It is our first try to have this book mascot you know from Challenge Accepted, but this one is different, as you can see, much earlier version of the book. And actually, that much earlier version we made facing the hole. It was complete mess with the organization again. Claudiu Draghia from Romania was coming to the airport. So I know the quality is bad of that picture, but actually in front of all the personnel of the airport, all the policemen, we went like this to the airport to pick up Claudio with 3 meters book. And there is another attempt for our mascot. This was a hairy ball that was purchased from Jumbo for 3 leva. We were on budget. Another important thing was that we decided to give an award to our colleagues that are giving to the QA community. And that is why, for first time in 2017, we presented the QA of the Year award. We also had Magic Show, and as I said, in every other edition, we had a different Magic Show. Those guys became world famous, and I wish the same to Tsunami Rock Band that is going immediately after the conference as after party. So, as you can see, the group of the volunteers becomes bigger and bigger. Version 4.0. Yeah, this vision was actually designed and by my daughter. She had the idea about the 0 being part of the battery. And we accepted the challenge, of course. And the new improved version of the book mascot. You can see something important is we really like that book. We put books everywhere. We put it on stickers. We put it on different bags, on Netcos t-shirts. And we also had 1 red and 1 blue light on our stage already. So we thought we are really great in having a big stage with, you know, this decoration by this time. But as you can see, the old banners from that time are still here from the very first edition. So I have one video. Now you
Я да
can
видим
start it.
кой от вас е бил на първото издание.
Добре.
Така.
Добре, а кой от вас е бил на второто издание?
На второто.
Добре.
Добре, а кой е бил на третото издание?
Добре, мисля, че запомних кой на кое е бил. Добре, я да видим сега кой е бил на първото и третото. Добре.
Значи, усещате на къде отиват нещата, направо не мисли на QA Challenge, Accepted 10-0 как ще мине тази част от откриването, но
Yeah. So, back to my slides. And yeah, one thing that was really interesting that time was that the event was all sold out even before the agenda was announced. So people went to the event without even knowing what they are going to listen to. So we decided, okay, we need a bigger event. And we went with another hard decision. We switched entirely to English. And it was because we started to have many international speakers and would like everyone to understand us. Maybe here is the time to mention Netko. I will mention him one more time or two. But yeah, we had a talk about, we had a talk with Netko, and I said, okay, come to QA Challenge. Is it okay to speak in Bulgarian? No. Okay. And today he speaks in Bulgarian. So remind me to kill him when I see him. Okay. So we kept the big mascot, we created the costume, changed the venue to Sofia Tech Park here, and went to QA Challenge Accepted version 5.0. And I would like to ask the people from with the blue shirts, how was 5.0? It was our worst nightmare in terms of organizing. We had a very bad subcontractor. If you look at this photo, you will see that the back of the stage is like half meter up because the ropes that were holding the stage, the background, they were broken. We were trying to fix it. The best we could was just to make it flat a little, as much as possible. And you can see that our hosts look like vampires because we couldn't put the lamps, so they were lit from the from the floor. All of our the stage was set up at 8:30 and the event started at 9 o'clock. We were all like crazy. The entire night we were putting chairs because no one was taking responsibility for that. We had really a lot of bags to fill. We were simply not ready for that size and that scale. And yeah, here you can see the very tired faces. All right, but for the average person, actually, it was okay, I think. And after all, it was quite fun. You have seen maybe some of the videos during the breaks today, but I'm sure you've visited some of our sponsors, going to the raffles, drinking beer, and so on. So can we have one more time the video, but not now, just a small bracket, I would say. You already know this guy, Netko. Netko was at QA Challenge Accepted 5. He was speaking, and at the end of the talk, he came to me and said, man, I know I'm sexy, but there is a person on the left sector that is jerking off. Yeah. So we have 360 cameras everywhere. We know who you are, the guy in the left sector. But every time I see the next video we are about to run, there is a small title saying, and many more. And to me, this is one known person masturbating. Let's see the video. So, Netko, that's the reality. Either English or Bulgarian, you are a sexy man. Cool. So, edition number 6. Lessons learned. We made much better planning that started only a month after the 5th edition. We did it the right way. We made a 3D scheme of the forum. We also we started to get famous. We got talk suggestions from 3 continents. We also this is actually the registration queue. As you can see, we are printing, putting different things, really different level of organization, and we were prepared for everything. So the conference was on 14th of March. On 5th of March, our first speaker's flight was here to Bulgaria. And we went to a speaker's dinner that was improvised at that time. And we were completely unaware that this will be our last restaurant for the next 6+ months. Yeah, we were prepared for everything, but we were not prepared that on 14th of March, everything will close and there will be a COVID pandemic. So the hours we usually spend for 5-0 in preparation, we spend it on the phone in front of the computers trying to return 20+ speakers back to their original destinations. So, yeah, surprise, surprise. If David Pacha is watching us online, thank you, David, for that time. David was with us 24/7, saying the news in Poland, and we were like really international organization that is sending agents all over Europe and the rest of the world. So 6 months later, we were able to do that in the autumn. Of course, there were masks, there were distances, and we made actually one great decision. We are making most of the event outside. And it went out great. It was the happiest edition ever. People were not caring absolutely at all about the content of the event. They weren't seeing each other for ages, so they were hugging each other. They were so happy to see each other. And I think you can see that actually from the video. Sorry. That was edition number 6. And as I said, we felt like super agents, dispatching people all around the world, booking flights, canceling flights, rerouting flights, staying on the phone for 16 hours until someone from Lufthansa gets the phone, things like that. So we decided we should put an accent on that, and we made edition 007. Does this watch look familiar? Yeah. So the next one was actually with that motif. This one went well. We were so happy, and we didn't actually want to bring that bug for another year back to our homes because it's really hard to transport. So actually, feeling like super agent, we decided to destroy it at the end, and we have footage of that. Wait for it, the final is not that great. However, Dimitar Tupuzov was speaking about the wall between the QAs and the devs. And being QAs, we said, okay, we are doing that enormous setup in Sofia Tech Park. We are doing it only for the QAs, but developers are people too. Let's stop that war between QAs and developers. Let's make them love each other. And we wanted to make that as an announcement of Dev Challenge Accepted. And Tony and Vladi helped me to create a really nice commercial that was actually shot by Alex. Is Alex here? No? Ah, here he is. Yeah. So I would like to show that. Just a little of preliminary history. We wanted to make a war between devs and QAs, and what to be if not the air conditioner war in the office. And then we wanted to make them love each other. So see what happened at the end. And yeah, this is the team. And we had junior band. It was great edition. We also had Harry Roberts in Ivan's Mini Cooper. Harry Roberts is 195 tall. And now the video, please.
Let's make a truce. A dev challenge accepted.
QA challenge accepted.
Dev challenge accepted.
QA
Dev challenge accepted.
QA
Dev challenge accepted. Dev challenge accepted. Challenge accepted.
Dev challenge accepted is tomorrow. Next year, we decided that we should go even further in that. We put the road aspect. And the good thing about the organization is if you want to do something, you just give an idea, it gets accepted, people get some reflective shirts and police caps, and it is executed very quickly. So, we did several key changes. One was the road theme, the other was the theme song of the conference, and you will love me, I'm not going to run it right now. You have heard the jingle so many times. And we made a key change in the organization. We put owner of everything, and it went quite smooth. I mean, we have volunteer that is responsible for catering, volunteer that is responsible for technical, and keep in mind, those, our motto is for professionals, by professionals, but all of us are actually IT professionals. Those are not professional catering organizers, not professional scenario writers or stage people. They're just QAs and developers and designers like you and me. So, yeah, they deserve an applause. And just to show you how good they became in the execution, you can see the last year video wall, all the chairs that were ordered. And we say work and fun combined. So everything is really smooth. It went great last year, but we also had a lot of fun that very little people from Yukut were actually able to see. We were having fun on the stage after the event, and it was like that. And yeah, Hiva was singing here. And we had fun behind the stage as well. So you can see what happened last year. Yeah. And the reason we get better is actually because your feedback counts. Sometimes it is really great, and we really appreciate it. Trust me, when you get your feedback forms, maybe not immediately, but a week after we get some sleep, we read all of these carefully and put some action items to improve in the next editions. But sometimes I have seen people from our team crying because of the feedback, because it is really harsh. And trust me, people, we much appreciate. I appreciate the negative feedbacks. We are all QAs. It is very hard not to say that something is not okay. If I look, I have 20 plus years in QA. I can see that the middle of the screen here has a blurred letter. I can see that there is a shadow from the microphone. All of these things for edition number 1 maybe would make me crazy. But as we talked on the panel today, we need just enough quality, right? And do not be that harsh. Tell us the negative things so we can improve them, but also tell us the positive things so we can get some credit and get motivated about that. And to see what I'm talking about, I will give you several examples. I will read them for you. These are collected during the years. Trust me, I have tens of those. So, yeah. Okay, this one you read, but the girls were very nice and distracted me while I was trying to fill out a game ticket. Super. There were funny phrases like main hall, WC. Interesting. Where is the main WC? A fragile label would have helped. There goes my cup. Okay. Warning, tomorrow you are getting cups. Too many pens. I feel like a test subject for the pens of the future. It's not a conference without a bold bartender. He was sorely missed. The bags were too colorful and hard to carry. Kind of like queer art, okay? For a ticket price of 200 leva, I expected more than a sandwich in the cup. At least a mouse or a cool mouse pad. More football and air hockey. Can we get a famous singer for the after party? Well, Buyan Shahov is famous, and he's coming to the after party tonight. And yeah, we also have raffle immediately after my talk. I know that you are all here and for the raffle after all, but give me a couple of minutes more. So yeah, 2 women next to me won prizes one after another. Either it's rigged or you need to shuffle the tickets better. I'm sorry. And here is actually how good we were in the execution last year. The first one were our plans, and the second one is an actual drone footage. So I think it's a good match, isn't it? So, 10 years after all, I know it will never going to be perfect, right? I already told you. I see things, yeah, people are making mistakes, there are technical problems all the time. But for the last 3 years, we get between 9.1 and 9.4 as an average mark of the conference, which is really great. Just imagine how does, when do you see a hotel in Booking with that rating, for instance? Another thing is you cannot keep everything under control. And I learn new things every single edition. 1 day ago, I didn't know that there will be drums and guitars behind me on the stage because I wasn't aware that it takes a whole hour for a rock band to make their sound check. So I had the hard choice, either have those behind me or wait for an hour for the band to set up after the conference. You know what I chose. But such choices, such problems, they're all the time. And again, applause for the people in the blue shirts who make that happen almost perfect. And believe it or not, we are putting our hearts and souls to make this event better and unforgettable. Do you remember that guy from the beginning? Well, that guy is really tired. But when we see that summary, or at least when that guy sees the summary, for charity, during the years, we helped the yachts from Friendly Support Foundation, medical treatment for one of our colleagues' child, Bulgarian Premature Babies Foundation, Bulgarian National Fund for Children Treatment, Bulgarian Villages, helped twice the Pirogov Hospital, and actually, by chance or not, those vacuum aspirators saved a lot of lives during the COVID times. We helped Junior Band to buy music instruments. We donated all of our remaining backpacks, t-shirts, and mugs to the people defending themselves in Ukraine when the war started. We made several other donations, and one special applause for Anton Angel, who is donating his books and is always with some charity cause. And for second year, we are going with Caps for the Future, helping Lazar and his cause, and most of all, helping children and helping our forests to get rid of the plastic. So we will continue with that initiative. We even donated our reflective vests to the volunteers, and I'm sure we will have even better collaboration in future. But do you know what? This is my son. We were counting the money that last year that were collected for the charity cause. And what really touched my heart was when he came and he took his savings box, put it on the table and said, here, take those money. And having all of this, also, last night, I had so wonderful conversation. I saw speakers from all around Europe to go to the 7 river lakes and have fun together. I have been to Copenhagen for a steak from one of the speakers. Victor Ionashku invited me to Romania, and I want that recorded, to his hut in the mountains. So things like that make us feel better. And just think, after 10 years, we already have more than 10,000 people reached, more than 5,000 participants in the conference. We have more than 500 officially trained professionals. I'm including the workshops and IT weekend that are part of Challenge Accepted events here. That's why I'm saying it's officially trained. We have also almost 200 sponsors and partners. We counted them. We had 68 speakers, as you already know, 62 volunteers through the years, 60 plus hours of educational videos on YouTube, hundreds of friendship, even families were created among the volunteers, helping hundreds of people outside the conference, 50 plus people that are known, I know about them, that found jobs via the conference, and the QA community in Bulgaria is growing, and Bulgaria as a worldwide is growing as an IT destination worldwide. And I cannot be grumpy. I'm really happy, although tired. And what can I say if you ask about Challenge Accepted 11? Never again. But when I see all that data, all that people, all that faces, all I can say is challenge accepted. Thank you.
Challenge accepted.
Oh man, that was so touching and moving, and seeing ourselves changing during the years, that was really stressful. But as Bulgaria, Rakia, we get better each year and get a headache.